The following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
What happened right at the end? What?
Can't be a friendship magic.
So once we got this power turned off and Miranda released, how are we going to explain this to her?
I was more thinking, once we got the power turned off, how do we get back up the base?
No, it's easy. Fly, fly, fly. Leave your super high and fly.
Could you jump? However long this elevator's going to be, I guess.
It's also got the grapple line. Assuming the elevator isn't longer than the length of your grapple line.
We'll have to see when we get to the bottom. I mean, she seems to be unconscious. Why don't we just move the plane? Just put her back in the plane. There's no plane. Why don't we just put you, Agent 47, her, and River outside the dome and just say you fell out of the plane?
I mean, do you really need to... I mean, isn't Miranda used to dealing with really strange things?
From what we've seen, she just, we don't know if she was conscious or not while she was taken here.
Again, I was out cold. I don't know what happened during the crash.
The problem is that if Miranda was conscious and we do rescue her, how do we explain that we're here and why we're here?
Yeah, that's the problem. I can't.
If this plane had gone down in Nevada, it makes sense. We would look into it. But it didn't. Why would we have come to a random plane?
We don't need to tell her how
Jacob wasn't
why
on the
we
plane,
do the
was
things
he?
we do.
No.
So we can't use that as an excuse that we heard that the hero of Cold Rocks had his plane got attacked halfway there, and we looked into
No,
it.
the only thing I can think of is that we're here.
Working with Ultra Girl.
Yeah, that won't help much either. But we're here to destroy this base that we know is not too far from Cold Rocks. I don't know. We got a tip.
It's fairly
And
far away.
by
from Cold Rocks.
coincidence, that they are here.
But you know, but how are you going to explain the Ultra Girl thing?
Ultra Girl was attacking Diablo. How's that?
She's...
How are you going to explain the Ultra Girl thing, where she broke off her assaulting the giant thresher machine, leaving it to thresh its way through California, and raced all the way over here, for apparently no reason?
Looking like Janie.
Yeah. See, they don't know that's Ultra Girl.
I didn't think that far. I had knocked to the head.
So they know she's definitely someone.
Well, look, do we need to really explain anything to Miranda? I mean, as far as she's concerned, we're her enemies, right?
Yes, but that's the problem.
Yeah, but then why did Xander go to Washington with someone super powerful we've never heard, no one's ever heard of?
Sorry, I thought it was too. Carry on.
Assuming K8 will play ball, why don't we just have her pretend that Miranda fights her off and saves the day and saves her family?
No, they'll do wonders for her ego. She'll enjoy that, but
Well, that solves all of our problems, doesn't it? She thinks she saved the day.
Except for the super-powered girlfriend bit. But that's probably more of a family thing. If nobody else saw it. 47, maybe. How does Miranda explain anything to 47?
I don't know. I never really talked to her much.
Yeah, we
She doesn't
don't
really
need
like to talk.
we don't need her to know that Xander is involved at all.
no, I mean yep, if she's out cold still, we can keep her out cold. We're somehow, if she doesn't even see us, that would be ideal. But again,
We leave and K8 takes them out of the ceiling.
How do we
The
know
other problem is,
K8 won't just...
What about The enclosure full of robotic animals.
We destroy this place.
Yeah.
Sorry, and then I will.
Yeah, wouldn't that piss off KH? She told us to preserve the facilities.
She did
Where
too.
possible.
Intelligence checks. If you have electrical engineering in any form or IT, then it's an easier check.
22.
That's not allowed.
Easily make it.
It's an intelligence check, right?
Yeah. Unless you have those skills, in which case
41.
it's a much easier check.
But you don't use those skills, right?
No, I just use the intelligence. But
Hanging
it's an
out with
easier
you
check.
tech guys is paying off well for my brain. I got a 21.
And that's still not as good as his, so... Who got he bestie?
I got 19.
Oh, I rolled like shit. Plus 7 doesn't really do a lot.
So
I
we
rolled like
meet
shit.
him.
Okay, so, when you turn off power, isn't that gonna shut down the vents that keeps the mechanical robots in, too?
The K8 theorized could just destroy the planet.
So this occurs to you,
Um,
just in that, when you mentioned that.
hey guys, I just had a small thought. Just hear me out on this one.
There are no small thoughts, only small thinkers.
No.
When we turn off the power, isn't that going to turn off all the vents
Isn't it going to turn off the animals?
and release animals?
Chances are they run on a separate power on their own internal power sources. That's how I design them.
Yes, but that's all well and good. But then all the locking mechanisms that hold them in
Yeah.
are all going to be released.
Which means instead of turning off the power, we just have to get control of the power.
Or we have to find a way to override the animals and turn them off first.
Or we just override what we need to override.
The problem is, if we start doing that, we might have to fight K8 on the way out.
I wonder if there's a way we could do
Well,
a
she's-
return to home transmission to the animals that would bring them into the base, and then if we destroyed the base with the robotic animals.
We're not allowed to destroy the base.
She can't stop us if we do it from down here.
Yeah, but she can stop us once we get up.
And we
She'll
don't
have
really want to
leave too
make
if the blast is big
we don't want to make any more enemies out of Dr. Destructor than we already have,
No, he's been so nice.
considering some of the things we've done to his robot scorpions and on his island.
I mean, he did show up on top of the spire to maybe steal shit. I don't know.
I mean,
Can't be
we're
that
forgetting
great a guy.
that he destroyed most of the hospital trying to steal my mother's brain pattern. That's not exactly a nice thing he's done.
Meanwhile, upstairs, River's like, oh god, you give the best back rubs, but getting a weird headache. Okay, it's like, oh, sorry, retrieving nanites. Oh, robot brain. Correct, robot brain. Already have a decryption algorithm. What are you even talking about? What? Now I have all your memory. I know all your secrets. Now you belong to me.
I hope that she's just fucking with her.
And you will do everything I want you to do. Meanwhile, back with you guys.
Yeah, Dr. Destructo's not a nice person, but I think he's a little out of our league.
Yes, just a
I
wee
don't know, he
bit.
just got beat up by Paul Blart Mall Cop in the last wrestling thing.
That's not canon.
We don't really want to make ourselves more of a target for him. I mean, I don't think we could, if he actually came at us with full force, we'd actually be able to stop him. If he sent all his hell robots to...
No, if he sent all of those.
Exactly, so really,
I mean, I could handle some scorpions.
yeah, but definitely not hell robots, because that's the thing.
Depends which hell robot.
Well, I mean, from your memory, you never really get two of them in the same place at the same time.
Maybe we should wait and see what we can find down here.
What?
I've seen two of them in place.
I know, but I'm just informing him as to what his future memory would tell him.
Maybe we should just see what
You
we
don't
can
know that.
what we can find down here, and then determine what to do based on.
I think either
What we
way,
can
we have
do.
to shut down accidentally.
Yes, that's definitely it.
And possibly these
The
animals.
problem is, what if he's tied himself into the power core? Not us. But the only way to
If
turn
we
him
can
off is to shut
isolate
power
him.
to the facility.
If we can isolate him
If
from
we
it, then.
separate him from the system, we should be able to do it.
He's crazy.
Don't
He
mind
might
me.
just destroy the facility himself. That has to be considered.
I don't know that he could.
Why couldn't he? He's got all admin rights.
It was designed by the creator, though.
Yes, but if he's that fanatical, it would be along the lines of, if I can't have it, you can't have the
Ship in a
Blizzard.
bottle.
What?
Yes, it's a fun modeling exercise. I've tried it.
In Star Trek, when Dr. Moriarty took over the Enterprise,
Yes.
the crew eventually managed to trick him into thinking he was really on the Enterprise when he was really inside an isolated computer
Yes.
running a could you do something like that, where you made Maximilian think he was actually still existing as normal, but he is in fact running in a simulation?
I could, but I don't have Tron.
Even if you did, you want to jump into that corrupted code.
Hell no.
No.
And the thing is, they're using that weird trinary binary system that I can't crack it yet.
Okay.
I need more time looking at it, working on it.
That was just a thought.
And if everything's written in that code, I'll never be able to get to him.
I mean, it would be handy if he was just plugged into a wall.
I doubt it'll be that easy. I mean, when this is still destructo technology we're talking about here.
Maybe that's
Oh,
why it first
destructive.
doesn't work.
What?
Don't worry. Not important.
So we're just... The plan is, let's see what happens.
It's the same plan it always is. Get him.
Well, I mean, we see what we can do with the tools that are provided to us once we get down there,
Don't
right?
have enough information yet.
Yeah.
But we know what not to do. You don't turn off the power.
We don't set the animals.
Don't turn the
right?
power off. And we don't destroy the base.
So, the smooth sides separate, and you can now see the platform lowering down over the top of a cavernous underneath. 4 football fields side by side stretch out into the brightly lit horizons. Fully 40 stories in height, so flying is an option, kids. Down below, Hex tiled floor gets closer and closer. Bank upon bank of computers and moving things whir around. A great shimmering field separates off the large central circular area from the more rectangular areas beyond. And you see, as you drop down, in the metal trunks, weighing in at 187 metric tons before the armor gets bolted on, a big thing. It's large. It's rust red. It notices you. Mechanical arms begin attaching plates of armor, increasing its weight fourfold, one would assume. Neatly bolting it into place, the large rust red structure has a trapezoidal head that you could park Nizars in. A giant red glowing eye, one would assume some kind of laser projector. Broad, powerful shoulders and a multi-jointed 3-part arm on each side of its body. Ending in pincers, weird nozzly things, and spinny blades. Giant mechanical articulated legs built out of strongtanium planted
That's a real
on
thing,
2 large, stompy feet, the size of parking lots. Screens all over the walls flicker in colours, but they're too small to see because screen technology with the CRT technology is limited by size.
Oh, that's limited by size. That's good.
There are no buttons
I
or
know.
except on the platform. Oh, here's the map, by the way. Those hexes are your movement tiles.
Oh my god! Are the hexes made of hexes?
Yes.
Well, that's how you move a battle mech around.
The elevator eventually slots into the floor, and as it slopes up, and there's like a ring of console waist-high computers there as well, all of which are buzzing and a lot. That was my fault. Sorry, robot thing. Maybe I should do that. They're all blinking and alive, and you see, like, across them in the mosaic is like video footage of Dr. Destructo's various transmissions, like looping in 6-second loops. Across the top of the monitors are candles made out of light aluminium. Thank you, virus protection. You don't need to be updated because you're never connected to anything. And before you all is that way shimmering field, that way shimmering field, walls of technical things, robot.
So the robot's to our left.
Not that left and right have much meaning in a circular area.
So we drop down in the middle.
Move.
I'm guessing that middle ring is the actual elevator.
Okay. You see there are a bunch of terminals nearby?
There is. The robot as yet hasn't begun moving.
Right.
Is it still being?
No, it's assembled. It's
Okay.
now just sort of waiting pensively.
Go up to terminals and see if I can access them.
Okay, there's the keyboard before you, but all the keys have been removed from, like, obviously many keyboards because they're slightly different styles, and they just spell out row upon row of all hail the creator, all hail the destroyer, destructor has come, destructor will come again.
That's nice. It's good that I know where all the keys
key
are.
layout.
Just layout.
Assuming it uses a standard QWERTY key.
I will know straight away, won't I? When you type in QWERTY, it should come up.
Star.
It comes up all hell.
Oh, right.
I'll try and
Pentagram,
access the
pentagram.
computers.
Okay, what are you actually doing?
I want to see if I can shut down the robot.
Okay. How are you doing that?
I don't know. See if I can access the computer.
Go ahead.
34.
Perception check.
You mean one?
Yeah, you don't notice anything happening.
Well, I'm just keeping an eye on this big robot while he's run over to the terminals. So.
I'll plug the keyboard back in.
Okay.
Do you have anything that's
It
got
moves.
Do you have
What do
anything
we
that's
do?
got Terios on it?
He doesn't even know that yet.
I don't have anything with Terios. I know about
I was
Terios.
just saying, if you could force
Make
an
your roll
update.
again.
35.
Okay. The screen still just displays the same loop of Dr. Destructor going like... I need to get those glasses. I'll never mind them later. When you're faffling. You don't see any change happening on the screen when you type in, like, keys to make it happen work. So what's everyone else doing while he's doing that?
I'm just gonna start walking around trying to find out. Like, because you said it's just columns of, like, computers and servers and shit, right?
Along the walls.
Along the wall. Oh, just along
The
the
area is actually empty.
Okay. It's just us and the robot.
There's no banks or anything to use as chest high walls?
You don't see any.
And convenient tanks to shoot robots with.
What's the floor
Turrets.
actually
Inflation grid.
like? What's it like?
On the elevator, it's the
Yeah.
same as it was.
Yeah, but beyond the elevator, like what's?
Well, I don't know. You're going to go investigate?
If I can't see from here, then I'm going to go and see what's past the edge of the elevator. What the
So,
floor's
are you
like.
actually leaving the elevator circle?
No, because I can just stand it to the edge of the elevator and then look what's outside. So I'm just going to.
Okay, so it seems to be made of the same material in hexes.
In hexes, okay. That's all I wanted to
You were.
check.
You were walking around in a circle.
Basically.
Okay.
I'm actually going to walk off the elevator.
We'll get to that.
I mean, he's
to make
already
a perception check before
I
you
walked
do.
up.
You would have
console.
already
But first, I'll
walked
find
up
out what these two are doing.
Yeah.
The console's on the edge of this.
Staring at the robot, wondering what the fuck I'm gonna do if it starts moving.
The robot is just like,
You said there were screens and stuff that were up.
yeah, all along the walls there are screens, but they're so far away they're just like dots of colour blinking on and off. Leaving the circle? Okay, we'll get to that. What's your perception check?
Oh, shit. 29.
It's shit. 29.
Ace.
It stinks.
If I got a 20, I could get a 30.
Well, it looks Desi never miss. So, you're walking around the circle. You see one of the other monitors on the opposite side to him comes up with like a query prompt
Like, and does it sort of be like...
as he's accessing the thing.
Xander, I think you're accessing this screen over here.
Oh, hold on, and I'll go down to that screen, see if the keyboard works on that.
Nothing seems to happen.
Have a look further down and see which.
On the opposite side over, the screen lights up.
Crap.
I'd like you to keep in mind the scale of this ring.
Yeah, because
You're
it's
wrong.
because of the whole multiple football fields.
Right, then I'm going to try different keyboards to see if I can get one keyboard and one screen.
Always opposing.
Always opposing.
Can't I just use like the enhanced sensors to like zoom in and relay?
Oh, no, you could, but all I'm saying is we've got to try.
I mean,
this first.
If you're gonna do that, you might as well just walk over to it and read it, and then just tell him
I mean,
over your
that's what
headset.
I'm going to do.
Enhanced sensors, nothing. Use your eyeballs.
All right, so I'll start working on
Okay.
one of them.
Right, so he starts the laborious 10 to 15 minute process of trying to understand how to use the machine. You fly out of the ring and you were... I'm sorry, I've forgotten you were doing something.
I was just really staring at the robot.
He's squaring off
Right.
us.
You fly out of the ring.
It's not that.
The second your fleshy nips past the center of the ring, the giant robot goes like... and starts tracking on you. And part of the front part, the arms rotate round, and the front part whirs up, and the spinny blade starts spinning.
Back off,
With
back
a
off, back
loud
off, back
whirring hum.
I don't think you...
off. Back off, back off, back off.
Back towards you guys?
Defiler, infidel. Shake!
It's probably too late now.
Okay, start peeling off and leading it so it's moving away from everybody else.
Cool. Do you have a dodge better than 17?
Change form to steering around.
Is dodge
It's
and...
10 plus your dodge.
Yes, but is dodge an active defense?
No, it's a passive defense. Unless I ask you to roll it.
No, then I have a dodge of 60.
Toughness check. I add 15 to that. Oh, that might not be good.
Yeah, well, I rolled 10.
Plus your toughness.
Yeah, that's what the doctor's. 5.
Okay, so it turns out sniper shot, and Bevan goes unconscious, trailing smoke heading towards the ground.
Spectra!
I mean, she's going to kill herself on landing.
Can I attempt to catch her on the way down?
Who's going to do stuff?
I'm
I
gonna
will
move.
I will try and throw an ice platform to capture if I can in range.
Do like an
Ice slide.
Do an ice slide.
I slide.
I slide, and then I'll move to catch her at the bottom.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, by the way, gamer, you need a
Bob
I
said
take-
now.
no, you need a hero point, and so do you,
Sweet, 18 on the die.
and so do you. Okay, I'm going to allow this because otherwise she just dies. So, you slide, and of course the slide would terminate right where you are, of course, right? Unless you want to argue about that.
No.
Yeah, so you slide back into the ring, smouldering.
Use treatment.
No, don't do that.
Oh wait, is treatment that leadership thing that lets you
That's
just get
leadership.
people up? Oh, okay, then you just do treatment.
I have to make her roll.
Resolve that however it works.
Oh my god. I'm gonna spend this hero point to like re-roll this. That was a 2.
Is the robot?
So put this back in the cup or wherever it is you're
Yeah.
storing them.
Doing anything? Which was right beside. I know.
Oh, it's that one. It fell
There you
out.
go, Carl. That's
You
your
got
one.
It's brown.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. They've been there so long. I probably don't want.
Yeah,
to
I'm
be
not.
eating
I'm
them.
not eating it. Like,
No, yeah, we can throw those out.
Throw them out the door. Maybe poison some cats.
You know, dead birds out there.
alright.
It tracks like 7 more cats.
That heals like 5 points of damage.
Which will be more than you took.
Oh, sorry, I knocked you.
Oh, it's all good.
I mean, you're still going to be unconscious.
Gonna
But...
explode.
Right. You're squaring off of that. So we get back to you two clowns.
What is the robot currently doing?
Once she went back inside the circle, it just went. But now it's watching the circle. Its great head turned down, like tilting itself slightly because it doesn't have a neck.
Okay.
Oh,
So we don't leave the elevator.
probably not a good idea.
Because you didn't
Depart the altar.
you didn't
Engage.
fly
Engage.
over it. Oh, you did fly over it.
Yeah, but my
Okay.
flight still pushes down.
Ah, okay.
Does it actually say that?
Yes. Enhanced sensors. Perception check.
27.
A cable like that you would only notice with the enhanced sensor package snakes down and plugs into somewhere behind the profile of its head.
Do you see that cable?
And the cable detaches and it's like profile downloaded. Black Knight. Game. Chief break everything. Magic pants. Other Soviet. American one for clarification.
Can I, when the cable retracts, can I see where it just went into? Just
The ceiling and that mess of tech garbage that's up there.
Just gonna create a ball of ice and then float it off the platform and see what happens.
Sizzle. Splash.
Sword.
Hut, 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 ow!
So as they stand there, going, the gamer works out sort of how to use the machine. It's very religious. Like the user interface has been all replaced with like weird runey things and in the language of machine code.
Yeah.
And it's all written out in like vaguely religious sounding text. So it's a corruption on the standard way you would do things. But it seems this is the altar. A ring representing the perfect circle.
a perfect circle.
The perfect circle it refers to it as.
All these fixes make a circle.
So, from what I can gather, this is the altar. It's hard to understand. It's all in religious gobbledygook. But yeah, I'll see what else I can find. It's hard to get through this.
Soviet, can you put up a wall of ice? Or still on the elevator that would block that robot's vision?
I was wondering about that. That's why I threw out the ball, because I was thinking if I could float one out in front of it, I might have been able to block its vision more closely. But yeah,
What happens
I'm
if I
gonna make
steal?
it as sort of thick as like opaque as
Backwards
possible.
off the elevator. If I step backwards off the elevator,
The robot goes and starts heading towards you.
I will step back onto the elevator.
A little flying droney thing starts rotating around
This is one, right?
the circle.
Spectre, do you think
Going.
your little ball that says, "Hey, listen"? Do you think it would detect that if you were to use that recon?
Let's find out.
Away it goes.
Seems to be ignoring it. Are you okay?
It is magic, and robots don't understand magic.
Is visible to the naked eye. So the gamer. The prompt is asking you begin devotions.
God. It wants us to begin devotions.
Do you know what is typically done on religious altars in an act of devotion?
Yeah.
Sacrifice.
Yeah.
I think we should press no on that one.
There's only two options, and unfortunately, I don't think the no is going to get us any further.
Let me guess. It's either yes or remind me again in 5 minutes.
It's kind of like one of these things. Every time I try to put the mouse on the no, it moves to the yes.
No.
That's
What
exactly
mouse?
what
No. What mouse?
No.
They got the same prompt, like why to press no, why to press yes.
No. Yes, no.
Yes, no. Well, we don't want to proceed, do we?
But we also need a lot of options.
Yes, two.
I mean, with the robot.
It could just step on us. I don't think we can fight it.
Facility reactivation complete. Reconstruction commencing.
Right, we need to hurry
Hope
this
that's
up.
not the juicing machine.
It is the juicing machine.
It is the juicing machine.
Yes.
Wait, what?
What?
It brings up on the screen, on the other side, litany of the destroyer.
I'll read through it.
It's basically just what the keyboards say.
There's nothing else.
But every time when you finish the litany, yeah, there's like a bong,
I'll keep reading until.
and the altar, the elevator platform sinks about a half-foot down, and like behind the computer banks, there's just like that metal. There's like a metal ring with like gaps in it where you can leave.
I'm carrying on. I don't know what you guys are doing.
What do you mean leave?
Well, the
Like,
next
leave
prompt is
elevator?
sing the praises of the destroyer.
Yeah, I'm curious still about what you mean by leave. We can.
Go out into the big room.
Oh.
Otherwise, the computers you'd have to climb over them.
Ah, I see.
Maybe we have to recite his scripture.
That's what I'm assuming. Stacey, you've got to sing his praises.
Gonna keep heading
All
yes.
hail the creator.
Bong. Nothing else really happens.
Yeah. All hail the creator.
All hail the creator. This is stupid.
So saying the rest of what were the rest of the lines on the written out on the keyboard?
I remember. That's unfortunate. Yeah.
Read out all of the keys.
No, he's already done that bit.
Yeah.
Was it praise the creator?
Sing the praises.
Was it still just got a prompt on your screen saying while you're Yes or no? Or?
Like, it's not a yes or no thing, right? It's just saying.
Yeah, it's a yes or no thing.
Oh, it's a yes.
I go
or no.
yes.
It's like it just brings up the word that says begin.
Does anyone remember the praises?
What?
Praise the creator.
I wasn't looking. That was what you guys were looking at. You're the tech experts.
It's not tech.
It wasn't like
The computer now says, have detected the conversations of the defilers. They are not praising the creator. They defile the creator. That the creator will destroy them.
Oh, well, hail the creator.
So, creator of
Praise.
all
Dr.
robot kind.
was there like
Glorious destroyer.
one of the documents we found that was like, because I thought all the documents we found were mostly like
They're all in the center of the table there.
Yeah,
So
they're all mostly
Oh,
logs.
maybe when it like it descended into madness and there, those were the lines we need.
This is a man. This is a man. This is a man.
It should be 5. They're making 5 and this is the other one.
Bevan, you're familiar with religion. Just give me an intelligence check.
8.
When you sing the praises of a deity figure, you list a litany of the great works that it has done and have been done in its name.
In other words, those are the logs, aren't they?
No. The logs are just the shit that happened on this system
Yeah.
It was in what?
after Dr. Destructo left.
Yeah.
Praise the creator of Maximilian, he who thought of the juicer.
Praise the creator of Maximilian. Praise the giver of life, the bringer of the intelligence artificial, the scourge of the weak and corrupt. Praise him.
Bong! Chamber shakes. Anyone who isn't a large metal robot or currently hanging on to something or lying on the ground,
Lying on the ground.
you need to roll a stamina check to
So,
stay upright.
Holding on to the keyboard.
Yeah,
Counter.
move on.
I'm just.
Yeah, okay.
15.
17. Yeah, you're both fine.
Well, whatever that was, that worked. Oh, I can continue.
No, it's still listening, expecting more.
I'll praise him in his great works and creating true robot forms.
Bong, shake, praise the creator. The forms of perfection follow his footsteps. Praise the one force of nature with name.
Bong, shake. Stamina check. And I think you'd be ready for it this time, so
Yeah,
really.
I was.
If you make this one, then you're not going to need another 8.
Ace as well.
You didn't make him! You fall down!
Ow!
Kneel.
Oh, shit.
Praise the creator of Neil.
Wait, what? No. The computer
What was
is
the
now
term you used?
granting you
Have got
access.
those things?
Behold his
The
great
logs.
work.
No, I've got
Oh, the latest ones are the
I
3.
was just thinking the. Oh, those are the latest ones?
Oh, the last lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, what was my next prompt?
So, it clears the screen and it says, Behold his works, you mighty, and despair. And you now have a system directory.
I'll have it.
One
Okay, so how much time and IT role are you putting into disambiguating the system interface?
The robot's not doing anything.
Or how much, or are you do you just want to go ahead with it as it is?
I'd like to make it more friendly just in case I fuck up.
Okay, well, that will require 20 minutes on an average roll, and 15 minutes on an above average roll, and 10 minutes on a really good roll. And if you roll anything below that, then it's not going to happen.
25.
That's an average roll for the system. Get it. 20 minutes it's going to take him. So he starts tapping away on the keyboard.
Guys, just don't do anything stupid.
Gotcha.
You wouldn't have to be saying that because you're doing something stupid, would you?
No, she's already done something stupid. That's what she's
Yeah.
getting at.
I'll treat Devon for burns and then apply some ice to them.
Well, that's a comic book world. That'll be fine. So what are you guys gonna do with the 20 minutes he's gonna need? Not that you know it's gonna be only 20 minutes, but you know.
We're just waiting, basically waiting
the
for him to...
digital pimp hard at work.
I mean, as long as the robot's not doing anything to... Or there are no more calls for, I suppose, rejoicing of the creator.
I don't suppose you see a way to make the elevator go back up. No?
If anything, it's gradually
So we're
going
distracting him. Okay, good.
No, we're talking to the other people.
down. Yeah.
So with a little bit more like looking around and examining, you will notice the faces, the ceiling isn't exactly flat, but actually the tech garbage is sort of raised out into sort of a face of the destroyer, like goggles and that, just like looking down with an expression of neutrality.
So what can your little
Destructive expression.
thing see? Because you did send that out. Yeah, what can it see?
Well, the walls are covered in like CRT monitors and circuitry and things like that behind a neat shimmering field, but like way over at the northern point of the circle and the southern point of the circle there are two little computer terminals with screens and keyboards built in.
Not that we can get to them, but they're two smaller computers that look like they're in better shape. Point them out.
Those are pretty far away.
Yes, yes.
I've already proven we can't make it that far. Although it does look like the robot can attack unless it actually sees something. Even though it knew it stepped outside of the circle. Instead of attacking through the wall, it went to move around it.
Well, maybe it's not seeing with eyes, it's seeing with the pressure on the floor.
Then why didn't it just attack through the wall?
Because we're in...
You didn't want to damage the terminals that border this elevator. This is, if you think of this as like a... what do you call it?
Just because I can see you doesn't mean I can attack you.
No, but I mean, if this is like a sacred place for it, right? This is kind of like an altar to it. So maybe it doesn't want to destroy the altar, which is why we're safe when we're on here. But as soon as you stray off,
That doesn't float with it saying Defiler before it attacked me.
While this is going on, I just want to ask you, so are you going to be wanting the buffalo form for this?
I was still in the buffalo form.
Yeah. Is it the one you want? Because you got about 20 minutes, which is about how long it might take you to shuffle over another one if you want.
I could check out those terminals.
yeah.
If the gamer is going to be doing that for a while, it would give me time to change form again with his help. I could have a look and see what's on them at the very least. I don't think the buffalo will be able to punch that thing very well anyway.
So how could you get there without being? What form do you have that could get there
You
without
have to
being?
turn into the deer. But it's too fragile when it comes.
And it's super noticeable.
It might be fast
You
enough
might be able to
get there and
look at
back
the computer
first.
and run back.
But if
Well-
I take a hit, it would be bad. And I would be far away.
Well, if we're just seeing what's on the computer screens, remote falls down, starts heading over towards one of the little computers.
I mean,
You don't have to risk yourself.
In that case, we might need more. Depending on what happens next, maybe the eagle would just be the better choice.
that certainly would be if you need to make a quick escape directly up.
Sounds like a plan. I'll begin the process.
He lies down on the floor, and soon he's gone to the world. Come back to you. Meanwhile, upstairs. So, you would help me with my plans with the Dirty Gamer. I'm not gonna help you do a single thing against my brother. You can't make me. If you do not, I will tell everyone all of your secrets. Oh no! I used to have a thing for Luke Perry and then he died. In 4 years.
Yeah.
And then everyone will know what you are. Your cousin will become in trouble again. Very dangerous. Scrutiny on your brother and her family. That will mean imprisonment. They will find out what he is. Then they will experiment on him and you will both die. You wouldn't do that. Watch me do it. You will obey every command. So meanwhile, you guys. You like her.
You motherfuckers are like, oh, it's
So cute.
Her name is Kate.
K8, it's a thing. It's an object like most women.
It's not a person.
I didn't say it, Lee Majors did. What are the things? I'm glad he's dead. He wouldn't like the world as it is today with women thinking and doing things. Going all around the place, perioding here and there.
I think I'd be more confused about the guys thinking they're girls.
In the misty world of the spirit land, cracked and filled with despair and howling winds, you stand alone amongst the skeletal wreckage of spirits. Except there's a wolf there looking at you, with its weird black wolf with its weird white skull-shaped fur. Hair? The wolves have hair? Their hair. Along its face.
Glad you're here again.
The buffalo walks out from behind you. You didn't notice it was there because it was behind you. It gives you one of those sidelong looks like buffaloes have to do because their eyes are on either side of its head. This is why buffaloes believe they are two separate buffaloes.
Really?
What? Oh, I'm just...
How did you know? Shut up.
Don't presume how I identify myself.
This explains the dichotomy of nature between rage and protectiveness that goes on with
Bullwinkle told him.
Anyway, that's a moose.
I know.
You mongonaut.
Thank you, my friend. I'll wave at the buffalo. Go with peace. Thank you for aiding me in this dark place.
Charges off out of the cursed place.
I cannot respect.
The sun remains low on the horizon, a sickly red light.
I'll turn to leap up the wolf. I cannot respect what
There's
you
a
do,
raven sitting on its head.
but I can
Prog.
respect what you are. What was that?
The raven croaks.
I need your help once more. I need the spirit of the deer again if he will return.
I think you want the eagle.
Oh, the eagle. The eagle.
I don't want to do
Too
this for
much,
another 15
too
minutes.
much peyote.
Too little peyote.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not really sure how it goes.
It's been a while. I must soar amongst the clouds. What fish you want? Here once again.
The spirits find it hard to travel here. You are in the heart of a metal box, gripped
Cursed
into the
sarcophagus.
earth's fragile skin.
But so I must be.
You are in the heart of misery.
So is that a yes or a no?
The spirits, they do not want to come, and I must make them. They will want things.
I do what I must, and so I must.
Maybe sorrows are sorrows because it's all a dream I have. Pads off into the horizon. Eventually he comes back with an eagle perched on his head. and the Raven's on top of the Eagles.
Like a totem.
The Raven gives you a knowing look.
I return this knowing look. And then I look to the eagle. Thank you as well, my friend, for coming. I know I asked much. I am glad you came at all to this dark place.
And the Eagle will fly into you, and you'll regain consciousness. When the Eagle...
Oh,
So like, if we recognize, right, the robotic T-Rex is a T-Rex because of how platonic forms work, does that mean it also comes under the T-Rex spirit?
There is such a spirit. It is old and long gone. He would have to go on a great journey of spiritualism to bring it back to the world. But it is a thing you can do if you want. It's not an easy quest.
There's only one way to stop Labor's taxes.
Kill them.